What's the stupidest thing you've seen this week? It's probably something that isn't going to be as stupid as what you're about to hear, because this thing that I'm about to tell you guys is basically George Orwell's book 1984 mixed with the Beatles song Back in the USSR, because this is going to be the most ridiculous thing you've heard. Now, for my American viewers, you're probably not going to understand what a lot of what I'm going to say will make sense, so I'll try basically explain it the best I can. But a school in eastern Greater Manchester known as Mosley Holland High School or something like that, basically they've done the stupidest thing, and I will show you in this image right here. Alright, so this is what they've done. So if you're reading this right now, it says secondary school bans pupils from hugging, high-fiving or shaking hands with each other due to strict no contact rule. What? Why would you do that? That doesn't really improve their health in any way. Now, listen, I want to just say something really quickly. School for most people is pretty much hell for them, and getting through school is a very good achievement. If you have to last 5 years in like the same exact area for like 5 out of 7 days in a week for a lot of your life. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be effective to everyone. However, getting through it means you're going to have to hug someone at some point, high-five them or handshake them, or basically contact them in any way with your hands or something. But physical contact is probably something you're going to do a lot in high school, and banning that for your students is not going to work really well. Now, obviously, this is very, very stupid, but thankfully, most, if not all, the outcry online has been negative towards this, and I agree myself that this is a very bad thing, because it doesn't improve the students in any way, and it's also very, very stupid thing to do. Now, I'm going to show you a few things that the teacher themselves said that is pretty stupid. This is something that the head teacher of the school said, and it basically states right here, no student should ever be touching another student. Now, I want to say something right here. If you see a student on like a bench somewhere or at a table and they're upset, they look like they're crying or something and they're a bit alone, go over to them, and normally you would go over to them and just sit down next to them and say, is everything alright? Give them a pat on the back, and then they just probably handshake you or maybe even give them a hug. If you ban hugging and all this other stuff from school, it not only affects the person who's upset, but also the person who's trying to help that upset person. Because you see, it basically affects both of them negatively. It feels like the person who's trying to help feels useless because they didn't do anything to help that person, and then that person also is getting very badly affected by it because they're not getting any help by anybody. It's stupid. Why would you do it, honestly? But the final thing is that this is something very, very silly to do, because this is just ridiculous. Reading this now, it's just the plain dumbest thing I've ever seen. No student should ever be touching another student. If you don't want that to happen, put more like teachers on the yard to watch them, and if they do contact somebody without like their consent, then just tell them, okay, stop touching these people. And if they have a problem with it, go to the one of the teachers that are really high up and tell them, oh, the students like touching me for no reason, can you tell them to piss off? And then they would deal with it. But if they are just giving a nice handshake or a high five, I don't think that would be a cause for concern, especially if they are your friend. Reportedly, one student had to ask the teacher if they could hug their friend because that person was upset. I don't think a student should be asking the teacher to hug their friend. That's a pretty dumb idea and excuse for saying, oh, well, it improves our students. Further improve our positive school culture. It didn't really make it positive if it was in the news saying that you did this, did it? No, it rather much destroyed your school culture and put it on a negative twist, and also all the hate comments from you guys doing this. Okay, so the final one here is the most ridiculous one, saying making pupils good citizens and encouraging them to have mutual respect for each other. It doesn't have mutual respect for each other, and it doesn't make them good citizens, because if they are not allowed to hug people, it doesn't help them in the future when someone's sad. If they see someone that is sad, they'll just ignore them and not get into contact with them. It's just, why would they be good citizens if they don't contact with people and high-five them and cheer them on or something? That doesn't really make them good citizens. Now, before I end off this video, I just wanted to quickly mention that the last time Ofsted had actually viewed these people was back in 2014, nearly 8 years ago. So, they haven't been checked in nearly 8 years, which is bad. But other than that, I just wanted to end this off saying, don't go harassing these people, alright? Just leave them be, and the rules are pretty shitty ones, but I just have to say, don't go off and just make a rant on them, but do just please, like, if the school is watching now, please get rid of those rules. It's stupid, dickhead.
This is like George Orwell's book, 1984.